Welcome, everybody, to Stranger Species, Season 2, Episode 37. I'm your host, Mike Davis, here with my and your co-host, Ethney. What's up?
Oh, not much. Just,
busy day, man.
Yes, super busy.
Good day.
Yeah.
I had the day off, and
You'll probably have more of a relaxing day tomorrow when you're actually at work.
it's possible. There are days that are that way, and there are days that are not. But it's the end of the month, which always means there's lots to do on the business side of things.
Yeah, that's true.
But listening to my Karen retrial
Did you do it today?
all day, literally.
Oh, really?
All day.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
We were working together side by side, but very separately, doing lots of different things, and we were very accomplished. But
We got a ton done today.
gosh, feels good.
Yeah. And I recently bought a new bike, and I took it out today for the first time, and it was awesome.
I'm so glad you got to do that.
Not motorcycle bike, bicycle bike, and not an electric bike. Only a
True.
mic-powered bike.
Well, a leg-powered bike. It could be an Ethney bike if I chose to ride it.
I don't think you could ride it.
Too big?
Yeah.
Oh. But I mean, it doesn't have to be a mic-powered bike.
But it is. It's a mic bike.
It's only for you.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
But I went on a 12-mile ride.
And you feel great?
I do feel good. The wind was winding.
And also, when you go up the stairs, you definitely feel your legs. At least you said a couple times today.
This is
Sorry,
true.
I'm a little bit sniffly, so I apologize. I don't know if it's just lingering, not feeling so good, or like a combination of so much pollen and stuff blown around.
'Tis the season for pollen.
It is the season for pollen.
Yeah, I actually thought that I would be fighting my allergies here just because I mowed the lawn for the first time. I cleaned out the garage today
There's just
and used
dust.
the blower. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that blows crap everywhere.
Dry foliage.
I had to climb into our pool crawl space and dig up
Some sand.
some sand so that we don't get mold, and that was all damp and I don't know. Just like there's lots of things that could bother my
Yeah, your
my
allergies.
lungs.
I feel like you're doing good.
But so far so good.
All things considered.
All things considered, so far so good.
Yeah.
We had a birthday last weekend.
Yeah, we did. We have another teenager in the house
We had
officially.
another teenager. I went camping with said teenager on his birthday
Yeah.
with 4 other kiddos, and
We're up all night.
they did not sleep, and they were
Wild.
really loud. We didn't go to a campground. We just went out into the woods, which was the appropriate choice for these boys because no one else wants to listen to them.
And they couldn't bother anyone else if there's no one there. Yeah, so
There was no one else
it was
out there.
perfect.
It was. It was good. I slept in my hammock, and
Was cold.
I wasn't cold. It was fine. I mean, is it warm? No, but I wasn't cold.
Well, that's good. Thank goodness for all the extra blankets.
Hmm. My dad served in Korea before I was even born, and I'm 40. And about a year ago, my parents gave me they gave us this. It's got to be the ugliest blanket I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, I love it.
But it's
I don't think it's ugly.
okay. I mean, the flower side's okay. The other side's
Well, it's a red and orange combo,
with
but
green.
yeah,
Red, orange, yellow, and green stripes, and like vibrant.
like hunter orange,
Yeah,
and but they don't match at all.
they don't match at all.
It's
But
like evergreen green.
yeah, like fire engine red.
Yeah. The flower side is beautiful.
And-
though.
But I took that, I put it in my hammock, and it was
It probably weighs
helpful.
20 pounds.
It is heavy,
Yeah.
but they had never used it once.
Yeah, it was brand new.
It was brand new.
I got to sleep in my cozy bed,
Yeah,
and it was great.
so I had a good time.
But you wanted to leave early. And you
yes, but there wasn't much going on.
Well, and also you had soccer
And we
games
had
to
soccer
get to.
games to go to. So, but it was a lot of fun. Trying to think what else is happening around here.
I think that's all.
Is that everything? I mean, it's stuff. So it's
I mean, can't say it all.
That's right.
Quarterly taxes got done today.
That's exciting.
The amount of stuff that I've done in one day is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of doesn't even feel like the same day. But when you get up at 6:15 in the morning, you can accomplish a lot, man.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Well, agreed.
Agreed.
So, yeah. Fun times. Well, should we just get right into it then?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's pretty late around here.
It is very late.
So, what do you think we're going to talk about today?
We are going to talk about all the weird sodas across the world.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. The weird flavors.
Well, I've partaken in some. If anyone's ever gone to Vegas and done the Coke thing,
Oh, yeah, the
like
tour
the Cokes
around
from
the world.
They give you just like these little,
Sample cups.
it's not like shot glass style. It's more than that.
A Dixie cup.
It's probably like 5 ounces of each one. But you get like 20 of them.
Yeah.
And even just taking one sip of each, I am so grossed out by the end.
It's more than enough, huh? But it's fun.
It is fun.
I wouldn't, on most of them, I wouldn't want more than just like a taste test.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Some of them are like, there's one that's like tonic water. Like, what in the world is this?
Well, I think some people probably like
Yeah,
it.
different tastes, obviously,
Right?
which is fine. But not my thing. Probably not most people's thing here in the States.
That's true.
But, so anywho, tis what it is.
Tis what it is.
That would be fun. We could talk about that. We just did talk about it, but that's not what we're going to talk about for the remainder of...
Was I close?
No, not really.
Not really. Okay.
No, not actually. Not. I mean,
Not even close
you
at all.
couldn't really be much farther.
Oh, gosh. Okay, now what is it?
Whoa. Is that our daughter sneezing?
Yeah.
Wow, that sounded bizarre.
I have big sneezes too.
I know, but that didn't sound like a sneeze.
It sounded like a sneeze to me.
It sounded like a poltergeist or something. I don't know. It was weird sounding.
Was it?
Back when you played sports,
Yeah. Like yesterday?
did you play sports yesterday?
I'm just kidding.
Like, there's always.
You made it sound like it was 400 years ago.
Oh yeah, not that long ago.
Right?
So there's always like this kind of, not a saying, but like this, like in football, like you always send your biggest guys off the bus first, right? Because it's intimidating. Whoa, look how big these dudes are.
I don't really know that was a thing for the sports that I played.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Well, you didn't play football. It just kind of, but like, did you ever, like I remember one time I was playing in the state, I think it was the quarterfinals over in Tacoma.
What sport are we talking
Basketball.
about? Okay.
And we were playing Rainier Beach. Now, Rainier Beach, we played in this game against the future, I didn't know this at the time, it's high school, but the future 3-time NBA dunk contest winner.
Oh, yeah. Nate
Robinson.
Yeah.
They also had some twins on their team, Lodrick and Roger Stewart, that one had won a national championship with Kansas.
Lodrick and Roderick.
You got it.
And they were twins?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Nate Robinson was a year older. This is my junior year, but they were the same age as me. But anyway, so as we warmed up, you know, we're doing like our layup lines, and they're doing like, you know, a dunk contest. And there's just a, you know, little psychological warfare going on.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. You'd be terrified.
Not terrified necessarily, but like, oh, wow, this is a different level.
Yeah.
And so when you played sports, did you ever run into things like that?
Oh, like
Like
intimidation?
psychological, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. So I went to one high school for basketball and then decided like, this isn't going to be my forever life. So I just switched over to my, what's the word, home or like designated high school for like the next couple of years. Cause that's where more of the people that I had gone through all of like elementary and middle school and stuff. Anyway, but then whenever I had to play my old teammates, cause like we still played them, and I still played basketball at my other high school. That was super intimidating. Like, also there's this girl, she's like a bull in a china shop, and I had to play against, play against her. And I was like, oh, I don't want to play against Jenny. I mean, that name is not terrifying, but yes, for sure. Just her toot and her body, like gets in your face. And anyway, she definitely had that intimidating factor. Let's see.
When I was in middle school, I moved to Richland.
Okay.
And we moved right in the summertime. And so my parents wanted me to get to know new people, so they put me in. So I signed up and played baseball in Richland instead of kind of like where we'd come from, because the two cities are just right next to each other. And I show up for like our first game, and the other team playing like a 35-year-old man. He had a full beard, the pitcher.
Whoa.
And just like was chucking these fastballs, and just like, whoa, what in the world is happening? That guy, he was not a 35-year-old. He was the same age as me. His name was John Braun. We ended up going to high school together and played football and basketball together. And
wow.
Great guy, but very early bloomer and terrifying when you're.
Yeah, you almost feel like, wait, did you repeat high school like 5 times?
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely had it. I mean, I can't think of a lot of specific people, but I can definitely like by name. But I remember in the Alberta Summer Games, there was this one girl, again, basketball, but I guess volleyball, it's like you have a net in front of you and some of the girls that are taller can block like animals. And so you're just like kind of afraid to hit it right into their hands and have it come right back in your face. But generally speaking, I didn't have that near as much as like basketball. And I think it's because it's just the different type of sport where you're playing defense like man to man and you're right in their face. Volleyball's a very like...
Right, because you're not matched up with one person.
Right. I mean, again, there's, like I said, there's these crazy blockers or like, and they switch and if they're in the front row at the same time you're in the front row, I mean, it's like, yeah, I'm going to have to play smarter here. But it's not the same. At least it wasn't for me. So anyway, I've definitely felt the psychological warfare though.
Yeah. So today we're going to talk about psychological warfare.
Okay. Like in sports specifically?
Nope.
Oh,
in
okay.
war specifically.
Ooh, that sounds terrible.
But different ways throughout history that some people have tried to, there's been some intriguing ways that people have tried to, psych out their opponents.
Right.
Which, they're
well, even just the history
today.
Yeah, well, even just the history of war,
I mean, for example, this isn't one we're going to talk about, but I guess we are going to talk about it because we're talking about it right now. The what's that dance called that the Maori
haka.
people would do?
The haka.
Yeah, I mean the whole point of that was to
terrify people,
terrify,
and their faces and their beating their chests, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
like every time I watch it, I'm like, yeah, that was cool.
But if you were trying to invade them, or if they were trying to invade you, and
you'd be like, oh yeah,
I don't
I'm
think
just gonna go back home.
Exactly.
Yeah. I feel like I have a sneeze coming on. I'm sorry if I do sneeze.
If she does sneeze, it'll be 19 of them. So everyone prepare yourselves to mute your... Because I don't edit out anything here. So
I'm trying really hard. Sorry.
The first one we're going to talk about were from the Aztecs. And you've heard of this before. The Aztec death whistle.
The Aztec death whistle.
Mm-hmm.
Don't they I remember something about, maybe not Aztecs, but they, at the top of those tower type things, like in the ruins, they cut your head off and roll your head down or something.
Okay.
Does that sound familiar?
I mean, sure.
That would be totally intimidating.
That would be intimidating.
Yeah. I would I don't want to get captured by you. I'm not going to fight you. I don't want that to happen.
Yeah. And a lot of those are the kind of things that we're going to talk about. Not that specifically, but yeah, things like that.
Well, yeah. So I do know about the death whistle. How do I know about this?
Oh, because our son talks about it all the time.
The death whistle?
Yeah.
Huh.
Maybe you don't have the same conversations with him that I do.
I mean, I'm almost certain that I don't.
That's a shame.
Yeah. I'm almost certain that I don't have the same conversation. I don't think it's a shame.
You're missing out.
Yeah, am I?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, well, then
So
we'll
they
talk
blow
about it.
this like crazy whistle before they kill you?
Well, so in the way that it goes,
In the way that it goes?
yes. So these were little instruments that were shaped like skulls. They were carved like a skull.
Interesting.
But when they blew on it, in theory, it was supposed to sound like the scream of 1,000 corpses, or like 1,000
People being killed.
Yeah. So it's like this terrifying noise.
High pitched or?
Yeah, I wonder if we could look up.
How have I never heard about this?
I don't know. I feel like he's even tried to make one.
I think he keeps his weirdisms that might scare me or be like, why are you doing this to himself? Because I'm certain I don't know about this. But now I want to ask the other kids if they have heard about this.
Okay. This is a 15-second clip. I don't know what this is going to sound like, so.
I don't know if I want to hear it.
Let's see.
That's a whistle?
It didn't sound like 1,000 people. Yeah, that's a whistle.
How do you have a whistle that you can make
But it does sound like
that?
someone screaming.
Definitely would terrify me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know when they use these, but if I'm like sleeping at night and they're like raiding my village and they're blowing this thing, yeah, that would be a shocking way to wake up.
Yeah, I would be terrified. And I would be scared. And I would find the quickest, best hiding spot of all time.
Yeah. So
They carved them out of wood? Or what is it made
I think
out
they're
of?
out of stone,
Stone. It sounds like
or maybe
clockwork.
bone. Here's a picture one.
Why don't you just actually like use a real skull if it's it's a little bit different.
Well, because you got to be able to make the right sound, right? Skulls have all sorts of foramen and holes.
Oh yeah, that's true. It would change your tone. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, some say they played them at the beginning of battles to break the nerve of their enemies.
Oh.
Some insist that they were used in sacrifices
Yeah.
to guide the recently deceased to the land of the dead, but that's not nearly as cool as psychological warfare.
Oh wow.
So, the death whistle.
The death whistle. I do
Yeah,
not.
you should
like that.
ask him about them.
I'm going to now.
Because he was definitely,
Really
into that.
into them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So this is an interesting one.
All right.
We're talking about shields. And you might think, how would a shield be a psychological warfare?
Unless you write messages on them on the front side.
What kind of message would you write?
Like, I'm going to cut you open.
Yes. That would be terrifying. I am terrified right now. You would be a great general.
I mean, we just watched an episode last night where they were making shields and then they hammered, I don't know, nails or screws or something through it. And they had all these spikes sticking out. I mean, I don't know how that could really cause like psychological warfare, but I guess, it would be intimidating a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, like, maybe if you knew something specific about the people you were fighting, you would write something specific to, like, I don't know.
Yeah, you're on very much on the right track.
I have no idea.
So we're going back to 525 BC. It's a long time ago.
Yeah,
That's like 3,000 years ago.
that's a long time.
The Battle of Pelusium.
Ooh, where's this? Pelusium?
Pelusium.
I don't know this place.
So this is Egypt getting beat by the Persians,
Ooh.
led by Emperor Cambyses II.
Oh, of course.
Yes. So they defeated the Egyptians with their shields.
They defeat them with their shields?
Well, no, they didn't defeat them with their shields, but they used their shields in a very interesting way to produce psychological warfare to beat the Egyptians. This is pretty tricky. So the Egyptians worshipped the feline god Bastet. So if you knew your enemy worshipped a feline god, what could you possibly do with your shield that would bother them?
A dead kitty cat.
Yeah. They essentially pin cats to their shields.
Like real cats?
Yeah. Real cats.
Oh, I was thinking like you paint a cute dead kitty cat.
Well, they could have, some of them could have drawn, but others speculate they actually
seriously
put cats on there.
That's disgusting.
But the Egyptians wouldn't attack
the
shields because of the sacredness of the cat.
Whoa. That's disgusting, though. Like, come on, people. You don't need to do that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. A lot of these wouldn't fly anymore. PETA would have an uproar.
I mean, I hope everyone would. I mean, you don't have to. That's just gross.
But it worked.
And kind of messy.
Well, I think war in general is pretty messy.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. Okay, if you're already going to have to be messy, you don't want to make it extra messy, do you?
Well, or you could argue the flip side. Like, okay, what are killing a few hundred cats as opposed to we're going to kill thousands of men, so...
Yeah, I guess so.
Actually, if we kill these cats, it might save a bunch of lives.
Because they won't do anything?
Exactly.
Okay.
So, you know?
Maybe if they had a cat problem, it's a good way of like something the population. What's the word? Like sometimes you know how if it gets out of balance and you have to sort of help.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the proper biological term is for that. But anyway, maybe there was functionality behind it too, not just fear mongering and psychological warfare.
Well, I don't know.
But I think psychological warfare is probably, well, I don't know if I'd say more powerful than, like, I don't know, the physical, like weapons and guns and stuff. I guess in battle, I'm thinking more so like in controlling people, the psychological warfare. In battle, I guess it's probably all the same, like physical warfare, like weapons and stuff, but then I also like biological warfare if you have, gases and poisons or whatever. And then psychological warfare, probably it's all about the same when it comes to like a war. But I was thinking more so like in the controlling of people, or like once you've conquered them, and then kind of that kind of psychological warfare.
Right. A lot of it I think has to do too, like I think there's a difference between, okay, my army's fighting your army as opposed to my army's invading your city. Like I think psychological warfare has a way bigger
that's
when
true.
there's civilian populations and
right,
things
because
like that.
Most of the time, I wouldn't say always, but oftentimes it's about conquering land and taking over
especially
people.
the stuff we're going to talk about today.
Yeah. And so that in and of itself is psychological warfare for the people that are being invaded. Right. Just the thought of that. So anyway, okay, let's proceed.
So now we're going to go to 1336.
Okay.
So not as long ago.
But still long.
1,200 years ago. Teamer the Lame. It's a good name.
Is that a person?
Yeah.
Oh, Teamer the Lame?
Yes.
Are you speaking English?
Yeah.
Like, is that an English name?
Well, no. He's from, he was an Uzbek chieftain.
I don't even know what that is. But either way, does lame mean the same thing? Like when you can't walk, like you're limping and you're like lame?
I think so.
Teamer the
Which is
Lame.
kind of a funny name, just like I'm Mike the dumb.
Well, that's what I mean. Is it's like that's definitely not a very psychological warfare name.
Maybe
it's very much like we're the banana slugs.
Well, I think this was a reverse psychology, and then he would throw in the psychological warfare, and you'd just be so confused by all the psychology he was using.
Whoa! So really, he's like a giant. He's like Andre the Giant, but he's like, I'm gonna call myself Teamer the Lame, so you're not scared of me.
Exactly, and then he'd throw in some like Freudian psychology with like an Oedipus complex.
There's a lot of psychology going on here.
Yeah. Okay, maybe not all that. But he actually, half his body was paralyzed.
Okay, he really was.
So he really was lame.
Yeah.
But even with that, he conquered pretty much all of Central Asia.
How?
Well, he probably didn't do a lot of the fighting himself.
Like he was like the strategic planner and the psychological warfare master?
Yeah, well, he was like, yes, like the general.
Yeah.
But psychological warfare played a big part in him taking over the Muslim world.
Oh, sad.
So historians estimate that his forces slaughtered 17 million people, which was about 5% of the entire world at the time.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Can you imagine if he had a full body?
I mean, I don't even want to imagine, honestly.
10% of the world.
So how did he do it?
So he would kill people.
Okay. Sorry, I was not expecting you to say that.
Yes.
That's terrifying.
There were no kittens involved, though.
Okay,
so
perfect.
That's good. But then he would build pyramids out of their skulls. And so it was kind of like this big visual to spread
of how many
fear
people he's killed.
Correct.
I was thinking of like, you're basically like a skull and Inukshuk.
So, for example, when they invaded Baghdad, they beheaded about 90,000 people and built 120 pyramids out of their skulls.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Mm-hmm. After he defeated Delhi, the Indian city, they...
Is it called New Delhi or Delhi?
Well, this is the old Delhi.
Just kidding.
They slaughtered the entire city as a lesson to anyone else in India. And that's why there's a New Delhi. Because the old Delhi... No, that's not why there's a New Delhi.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, see, you're scared of him. And he's been dead for 1,500 years.
Yeah. I mean, how do you... Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah. So, I feel like that was a pretty good one.
I feel like that would take a lot of time and balancing. Like I said, like a skull and Inukshuk. Like those things take a lot of time and balance to build. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It's like his hobby. Like I kill people and I build pyramids out of their heads, and that's my whole life.
Which is, probably a fair engineering feat. I mean, skulls are different shapes and sizes, and to get them all stable.
Sure, but like, don't you want to do something different with your life? I mean,
I do.
Go do a painting.
Full disclosure, I've never built a skull pyramid.
Well, me either. This is shocking.
Yes, I would choose something else with my life. But this is what Timur the Lame was up to. He also defeated the Ottoman Empire.
Wow.
And he took the Sultan home with him in a cage and kept him in his parlor.
Like a human?
Yeah.
This guy is like psycho.
A little bit. But I think there's a direct correlation to more psycho, more psychological warfare. I think those two are correlated.
Probably so.
I think everyone we talk about here is going to be pretty psycho. I know there's a lot of like, hey, you're really stable.
Well, why have I never heard of Timur the Lame?
Well, I mean,
there's
billions of people in the world.
I want to be like like a bully and be like, Timur the femur, Timur the femur.
Yeah, well, you're going to end up in a pile.
With my head.
Without your head.
Well, sure, but my head will go in one of his pyramids.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
All
right.
Ready to move on to the next one?
Oh, sure. I'm ready. I don't want to talk about Timur anymore.
Okay, we're going to move on to one of my favorites. Vlad the Impaler.
Oh, I've heard of him. Isn't he where like the start of vampire stuff?
Yeah. Well, because his name was Vlad Dracula.
Yeah. So
that's what Dracula.
But I mean, isn't that where like the sort of folklore of how that whole thing started?
It is.
Okay.
So he was actually, he was kind of kidnapped as a child. / his dad actually gave him to his enemies, and he was raised
by his enemies.
By his enemies
on purpose.
Yeah. He was like a prince, and then I don't remember the story.
That's a good dad, though.
Yeah, essentially, he was sent as like leverage, or like as a like, hey, you're gonna send your boys back with us so that this doesn't happen. And then
Interesting.
yeah, so he grew up with the Ottomans but hated them, and then when he went back to his own, well, he's from Transylvania. That's where all this comes from, right?
Right.
So
when he went back home, so he obviously got free, or like
I don't know if it was one of those things where it's like, hey, we're gonna raise you and then put you back into power, but like
you're gonna be on our team,
right? But he was like, screw you guys, I hate you.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So in 1462, Sultan Mehmet II invaded Vlad's territory.
Ooh.
And when he entered the capital, he was greeted what looked like a forest, but the forest wasn't trees. It was prisoner of war that were all festering corpses impaled on spikes littering all over the city.
Okay, so
because Vlad loved to impale people.
Okay, so hold on. These people come to attack the city.
Mm-hmm.
Once they arrive in the city, they see all of these impaled people.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. But these are not the same peoples.
Well, they're all sorts of prisoners that he's taken.
Okay. Like but these people aren't discovering their own people.
I'm sure some of them were.
Okay, interesting. It's like a variety.
Yeah.
It's a forest of coniferous and deciduous
So impalement is like a human shish kebab.
Yeah, oh, I know.
Just for the listeners, in case they're not familiar.
Yeah. In one hole and out another hole.
Yeah.
I don't know how you actually... Okay, this is weird to think about, but how do you actually do that? Like
Well, it's not a clean...
No, but I mean, are they... If they're dead, right, they're laying on the ground?
Well, I don't think they're dead when you start the process.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. So the process is what kills them?
Yes.
So they're standing? Like, how do you... I know this is weird, but I'm like, I don't know... Like, you're not actually, like, really coming in and out one end.
No.
Like, they might come out your back. It's not necessarily going to come out your mouth.
Right.
Or
it's not going to follow, like, your alimentary track.
Right. It can't.
Rip through all your organs.
Sure.
Yeah.
Even then, are they in a poo sport? How do you get them to, like, sit still in I don't know. It just seems...
People hold them and then...
Yeah, it just seems so...
But he did like to drink their blood.
Disgusting. Like, to even conjure up the...
Hence where Dracula came from.
Right, but to even conjure up that process...
Yeah.
Is so... I can't even think of how you would do this process, even though I know what the process is, let alone to be like... Yeah. And maybe he wasn't the first one that ever did it.
I'm sure he wasn't.
But I mean, why?
Well, it actually was a great psychological tactic because his armies were much, much smaller than the invading armies all around him. And so if you put up, thousands of dead corpses on spikes, when bigger armies come around, they're like, oh, we don't want to mess with this guy.
I guess so. I don't know. It's so disgusting.
If you have rainbows and...
Well, okay, sure.
Nice restaurants, people want to come invade you.
Yeah. It's more the whole concept. Like, there's so many other ways, and this one just seems logistically like a nightmare and a very trying process. Why would it seem so inhumane?
Yeah.
Like, beyond, this sounds terrible, but like, you just shoot someone, right? It's like so, distant. It's so, I don't know. And then this is like, I don't know, just disgusting. And then why would he drink their blood? Like, did it talk about this, like people knowing that he drinks their blood just is to be scary? Like, again, another psychological, like, don't mess with this guy. He's so messed up. He drinks people's blood too. Or like,
I don't know. That's a good question.
Or was it like Vecna, where he takes on some of them because he's like, I conquered you and I'm gonna drink your blood? Like, I mean, I don't know. This is so messed up.
Yeah. So whether or not he really drank blood's kind of up for debate.
Yeah.
But obviously there was enough of it that...
Well, I guess I'm just wondering, even the theory behind it. Like, okay, so it's up for debate if he really did it or not. But is the whole point a psychological just to be intimidating? Or is there something in it to him that, like, gives him this sense of power over? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I know, you have something like indigenous tribes or cannibal tribes, because you're taking their power. You're consuming your enemy.
Right. So
something like that.
Or if it's just like,
look what I can do. Or
just the word of mouth, again, that psychological warfare of like, this guy's so messed up, don't even go around him. He even drinks blood of his victims. I mean, I don't know.
Which probably goes pretty far in, and I know keeping people from wanting to attack him.
Like, I guess, lack of education and like kind of more superstitions and stuff were probably a lot more prevalent back then, and so it was like even more hyped up. Maybe, I mean, it would work on me 100%. It
would work on me too.
Yeah, I would stay so far away from him. I would just be like, you do your own thing and I'll just be way over here. Yeah, I don't even want to see you. I don't even want to know what you look like.
I don't want to visit Transylvania.
Is Transylvania still a place?
It's in Romania.
Is it a city or like a region?
That's a good question.
Yeah, this is totally unrelated to like obviously the psychological warfare. But
a region of Romania.
A whole region. Mm-hmm. It'd be so interesting.
Central Romania.
If you visited there, like,
doesn't look too far from Bucharest.
Do they like embrace the whole
it's all Halloween all the time?
Well, just the vampire culture. Do they, like sometimes we totally in the Pacific Northwest like totally just love Bigfoot. Do they really like
Guy's the best.
Have, museums and all this kind of stuff and play it up? Or is it very much like, oh, we don't want to talk about it?
People impaled.
No, that's not what I mean.
They're just really leaning into it.
Okay, that's the whole new level.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Are we on to the next one, or
sure.
did Vlad do other things?
No, we'll go on to the next one.
Okay.
Philip II of Macedonia.
Yeah, I like him.
You remember him?
No, I'm not a history buff at all. I mean,
me either.
I just, I try to remember the most important things, and then all the other stuff, I'm like, I just remember it for the test, and then it goes out.
That's, yeah.
Well, history doesn't work good in my brain. My brain doesn't do good. I mean,
the problem with history is it never ends, and there's so much of it, one cannot possibly know all of it. So, Philip of Macedonia, it was a king. He is the father of Alexander the Great.
Okay. Definitely heard of him.
Yeah. And he didn't like to lose.
Okay.
So his psychological warfare was a little different. Not as maybe bloody in times. So there was one point when he was doing battle. And after they won this battle in the city of Stagirus, I don't know how to pronounce that. They decided to completely destroy the city.
Like burn it?
Like to the point where the ancient accounts say that you would not be able to tell there was a city there.
That would take a lot of effort.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, what time frame are we in? I mean, they would have had buildings and structures and shelters.
This is about 400 BC.
Yeah.
350 BC. I mean, so you have that after the time of Christ, the Romans come in and completely destroy the temple.
Right.
But that's just the temple.
I mean, there were full-on buildings and stone. And I mean, that would be
so not only do you like kill all the people,
hard.
But completely erase the city from off the face of the earth.
I just can't imagine the time and effort that would take. Like, really? You don't have better things to do?
Well, but after that happened, the remaining cities all surrendered. without fighting. So,
Oh,
the psychological warfare definitely worked.
it sure did.
Hey, not only are we going to conquer you, we're going to, erase your people from existence.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he definitely fulfilled a mission there.
Mm-hmm.
I guess for me, I'm sitting here thinking, like, is the time that it took to do that going to be worth it? But he took a gamble, and it obviously, it was totally worth it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if everyone surrendered and that was his goal, then he definitely took the gamble and he won that one.
Right.
But I also feel like that's a lot of time and effort and physicality for let's say your troops, right?
Mm.
And then what if it didn't work and it...
Well, you probably use a lot of slaves and stuff.
Yeah,
But this is a big part of all warfare, even modern warfare. I'm sure the United States does this all the time, where it's kind of it's not a form of psychological warfare, but you're trying to demoralize the population of the people that it creates political strife.
Yeah.
Because they're like, they either don't want to go to war, they want you to give up, or they want, because they don't want to deal with it.
Well, and there's a lot of memories like in your cities and stuff. And so, not that this is a great thing, but we've talked about this before. A lot of the times, like the Romans were very smart. They conquered, but then they kind of let the people sort of govern themselves. So there was a lot less.
Sure. They wouldn't take away their religion
yes,
and their art.
But there was a lot less, what's the word? Fighting back. Like,
it's pretty much like, you guys can keep living your lives, you're just going to pay us money.
Right. And that's probably a lot smarter of an approach than like
a military
exactly
takeover.
Right. And so I think if the people know that they're going to just destroy everything that they've ever known, they grew up in this house and then they just destroy all that, there's going to be, in my mind, I think it'd make me want to fight more just to hold on to it. But obviously these people were like, that's it. I don't even,
and I don't know what the,
sure. I don't want to run the risk of this happening
huge.
to my city, my town, my home. And so they just are like, let's surrender and hopefully we'll have a better outcome.
Right.
They took a gamble too. So I don't know. I guess I can totally see that working.
In another battle against some Greeks, he used a very different kind of tactic.
Same guy, though.
Yep.
Okay.
And I don't know if it was what the scenario is in this battle, but it was super hot out there in the Middle East. And so he decided, what we're going to do? We're just going to wait it out. So he must have been in a better situation. So he's made the other army sit there for days and days and days in the blistering sun.
They just keeled over.
Yeah,
dehydration.
There comes a point where, okay, well, now we're fighting it much easier.
Yeah.
They're smart.
Yeah. It's kind of like torture a little bit, right?
Where if you're a soldier for one of the other teams, just like, or other army, like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. I feel like I'm going to die here if I just keep sitting. So I'm just going to, head back. So I can totally see that working too.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
All right, let's get back to some bloodier ones.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that. I swear you pick these topics like with someone specific in mind.
You.
Not me. Definitely not me.
This actually wasn't the topic I was originally going to go with. I had another topic, and there was a link to this kind of a topic from that one, and I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Oh, well, there you have it.
The other one you would have liked more.
Probably so.
Yeah, but
that's okay.
Maybe some other day. So, Genghis Khan.
Oh, yeah. That guy.
Genghis Khan. We could spend a whole episode on
just him.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
His crazy way of killing people and torturing people and conquering people and his 9 million wives and concubines and all the things. But he definitely liked to scare you into not opposing him.
Yeah.
So, for example, the Mongolians invaded a city called Merv.
Okay.
Does not sound at all Asian, but we'll go with it.
Yeah.
Each Mongol soldier was ordered to decapitate 400 inhabitants of the city.
That's so bad.
That's so bad. Before they burnt the city to the ground.
Oh, gosh.
But again, that stuff spreads, right?
Yeah. I mean, how after doing that can you be normal ever again?
I don't know. Life was very different.
Right? Like, so these people are they choosing to fight with Genghis Khan, or is this like they have to do this because otherwise if they don't, he's going to kill their family? You know what I'm saying? Like, again,
Sure.
are you being forced to do these kind of things to protect the ones you love, or are you choosing to be this guy's, or is this like a draft situation? Like, I don't have a choice. I'm from this country. I just have to do what he tells me to do. Because legit, that is gonna mess you up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Especially if it's against your will. Right? If you're psychologically wanting to be doing this, then I guess that maybe is a different story. But if you're being forced to do that and then like you have to do it, I mean, ugh. I don't even want to know what that does to someone's psyche.
Yeah, I mean, it probably, it dehumanizes you, right?
100%. I mean, I don't think you ever recover from that. And at that point, you're like, oh, well, there's no going back now. So might as well just.
It's a lot of people. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. It's exhausting and
If
disgusting.
you told me you have to go chop off 400 heads, ugh. Gotta gather all those people. Ugh. It's a lot of logistics there.
It's a lot. Well, that's why I was thinking of the logistics of impaling. Like, why? It just seems, I don't know, too much, man.
Too much.
I don't like any of this. Let's talk about a happy topic next time.
Okay.
Remember, I think last time we recorded, I was like so nervous, or maybe it was the time before. Like, I couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, I'll look for something happy next time.
Yeah, or at least like more bizarre. Not like I'm going to kill a bunch of people.
I hope you don't kill anybody.
No, like these guys, like 400 decapitations, not me. Okay.
He would also exaggerate the size of his forces.
Like he would say he has like 200 men when he only has like 100 kind of thing?
So like if he invaded at night, sometimes he'd place like dummies on horseback.
Oh,
and
seriously?
then like put like strings of like lights between, so it looked like all these riding people, but really it was not many.
Oh, that's funny.
Things like that.
I mean, that would work good.
Yeah.
Because with your
And
limited...
his reputation spread so far before him that when he did things like that, it's like, oh my goodness, the Mongols are coming.
Just
flee, run,
Yeah. So he was just able to kind of win just because of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a smart one. I kind of like that tactic because it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be totally inhumane and disgusting, right? You're just fibbing. You're just saying, hey, like we've got 200 people when we don't. I like that one. I mean, for all the tactics out there, that's my favorite so far.
Okay, I'm curious about what you think of this next one.
I don't know if I want to know, Mike.
King Gyeojan of Yu.
Yes, him.
Yes. I don't know where. I assume we're in China. Oh, yes, China. So we're about 500 BC here.
Okay.
He began a battle with the state of Wu. Obviously. You remember this one, right? From like 7th grade when they taught you about ancient Chinese
Yeah.
history?
Sure.
I've never learned a thing about Chinese history.
Woo. Actually,
Zero.
I really did. I did learn Chinese history, but not about this.
So, this is an interesting one. So King Gwajian.
Oh, I like these pronunciations. This is great.
Thank you. Thank you. He made his whole front line.
I'm just waiting, like with anticipation here.
Slit their own throats in a demonstration of how crazy they were.
Are you kidding me?
I am not kidding you.
I wish you guys could see my face.
This whole show podcast would be much better if you could see Ethney's face all the time.
Oh,
Okay. Her facial expressions are always wonderful.
Well, who's the unlucky sucker that gets to be in the front that has to slit their own throat just to scare them? I mean, really, this is dumb. These people are dumb.
Well, a lot of them. So there's some controversy here.
Yeah.
Some believe they were criminals.
Yeah. They were they were not
Right.
actually military.
But others believe that actually it was a Chinese belief that they were going to be greatly compensated on the other side, the next life, for their sacrifices. So it was almost like, oh, well, sure, I'll kill myself here. I'm promised X, Y, and Z there, you know.
It's quite a heavy belief system.
Yeah.
If you think that that's how that works.
Well, I have no proof that it doesn't work that way.
Well, it's true. It's just quite a heavy belief system if that's how you think it works. I'm not saying it's right or wrong or that I know. I'm just saying, like, the fact that you would be like, oh, I'm going to be rewarded for killing myself to intimidate other people before battle. I'm going to get a really beautiful wife or really handsome husband if it's a female person. And I am going to have a mansion. I mean, it's just, those are some strong beliefs.
I think you get a boat, too.
Ooh. It's a bonus. I'm doing it.
Yeah. But it would be terrifying.
It would be.
Like, what in the world are these guys?
Yeah, I would hope that it was like maybe they're prisoners of war or something like that. It wasn't actually like his trained military or militia, whatever word you want to be using, because it just seems dumb. Like, let's just sacrifice a bunch of these really great soldiers that have spent a lot of time training just to scare people. It just seems dumb. But again, no one asked me, so.
No, they definitely did not ask you. 'Cause you're thousands of years too late.
I know. If only I was around back then.
Mm-hmm. So, one more we're talking about.
Okay.
General Hannibal.
I thought you were going to say
Barker.
General So. General Cho. General.
His chicken.
Yeah. TSO? Is that
Mm-hmm.
General Cho? So?
So,
Chicken.
spicy chicken.
Okay, sorry. Go back. General who?
Hannibal.
General Hannibal?
Hannibal Barca, but just known as Hannibal.
Like
for
the
history.
Hannibal?
Not Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There's no Clarice or
Okay.
eating of people.
I've actually never seen it, and I've only ever heard about it, and I never want to know. So
Fair enough. No Silence of the Lambs for you.
you're done. No talking.
So this one's kind of funny. I like this one.
Funny.
Not funny, but so he was very big into messing with the Romans via psychological warfare.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the big things, it was called Hannibal's Folly.
Okay.
He had this great idea.
Is folly like a mistake?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
He was going to march over the Alps with war elephants, which seems terrifying. Like, if you came into battle riding an elephant, that's a big creature.
I feel like they're just like a big teddy bear, though.
Oh, no. Elephants are nasty.
I thought hippos were nasty.
Hippos are nastier. This is true.
Elephants look so cute and happy with their trunks and the spraying water and the big floppy ears.
Yeah, they do. Dude, we just watched Mufasa last night. They were stampeding all over the place, killing stuff.
Well, anything that stampedes is going to kill stuff because they're running. I mean, it's not like they're trying to like trample you. They're just scared.
Yeah, no, I actually did watch a YouTube video not long ago about a couple. I don't know where they were, somewhere in Asia. They were out with a guide, and there was a lone elephant that was like stalking them and attacking them, and they kept having to like hide in the forest. And,
Seriously?
yeah,
I would never have guessed that. I mean, obviously they're going to stand up and protect their families or their, all the same
for
things.
those pachyderms, man.
But generally speaking, and obviously they're big, so they can hurt you. But like a horse, right? Like a horse can definitely hurt you, but you can also have an incredible which sounds weird, but relationship with a horse. It just seems like an elephant would be kind of the same, like a big, friendly giant.
Yeah. And that might even be true. But if you weren't familiar with elephants and an army came riding in on them.
I mean, that would be scary. Again, because it would take so much to like knock them over and they could charge, down and through things and stuff. But I don't
know if the Romans had ever seen them or not. But just imagine if you never had seen an elephant.
Well, I guess that's
you
true.
didn't know what this was.
That would
and all
be
of a sudden
terrifying.
It's like, oh, these guys are coming in on.
So I don't even know
what is this thing.
Yeah, that would be terrifying for sure.
Yeah, but it actually, and that was the idea.
Right.
Was like we're gonna freak them out with these elephants.
Yeah.
But the elephants didn't like the snow.
I mean, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is there such a thing as a mountain climbing elephant?
Nope, there is not.
So what happened?
Well, once they got over the Alps, a lot of them died.
From getting too cold?
Yeah.
Or from like what?
Well, and trekking in the cold and all that junk, And then the ones who did make it were just super weak and slow, and
they're not very scary.
No.
Oh, and they have like no grippies on their feet, right? Because it's just like a flat foot.
Yeah. So the Alps are very different than like India or Africa.
Sure, but I mean, still, don't you need to have?
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Oh yeah, like even no matter what the terrain, it's a mountain. Like even just the slope of it.
Yes, you want to increase surface area if you're climbing,
right. And so if you're just a big old flat-footed elephant, Ophi, I picture a big oaf as an elephant. I just feel like how would they even do that? I mean, I feel like these people are dumb.
Well,
because if he would have really thought about it, he would have been like, yeah, this is actually, they're not made for this.
Yeah, well, this is correct. They were not.
Okay. Well, I'm glad he tried. So he didn't really have a successful psychological warfare situation there,
Doesn't
right?
seem like it.
Yeah. Is there anything other, like any other successes he had?
Yeah, there's some other ones. Like I said, he was pretty good at messing around with the Romans, but not
quite as inhumanely.
Yeah, not as cool as that,
As cool as the elephants?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a lot more normal, like let's force them to, cross this freezing cold river, and then when they're all wet and stuff, we'll ambush them.
Right. Like strategy stuff. In some of these ways is like just straight up strategy, right? Other ways is psychological warfare. And I don't know if those maybe there's certain things that would be considered both, but the elephant one is kind of funny. You're right. I think my favorite one of all, again, because it's not gruesome and it just seems like, again, a strategy is like making your army seem bigger by like the lights and the fake people, like statues on the horses. I think that's pretty ingenious.
You would like that one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would.
So the other episode we were going to do.
Oh, don't tell me. Are you still going to do it?
I don't know.
Oh, well then, if you tell me, you can never do it.
Ever.
So you have to make sure that if you tell me, you're ready to accept that you will never do it.
Well, we can still do it. You just wouldn't know, though.
Oh, like when you do it?
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Do you
but
want
I won't tell you.
Okay. Yeah, don't tell me.
I won't tell you.
So my request for next time is bizarre, strange, or even funny or weird. Not disgusting and gross.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll look for bizarre, weird. Well, I'll be honest with you. I was really busy.
Oh, that's okay.
And I didn't put much time into this one. So.
No, you did a great job. I just, these topics they kind of mess with my own psyche.
Yeah.
Having to think about.
You want to go impale someone, don't you?
No. Not even close. Not even a little bit.
You're a weirdo.
Yeah, for sure. You know me. I just want to go like hide away from all the thoughts that are in my head now and like do something totally different. Because then I think of how disgusting.
Right.
And I don't like it.
We should go sit in the hot tub.
Ooh, hot tub time.
That's there's no psychological warfare or gruesomeness there.
No, that's true. Let's do it.
Okay. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful couple of weeks. We will be back with a funnier / happier / less impaley
Yeah, that was the worst by far.
Conversation in a couple weeks.
All right.
Until then.
Peace out.
Yeah, peace out. All right.
All right.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.